Hello there. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. So you're here for the insult poem. Let's talk about it. An insult poem rests on the idea that poetry is a safe space for you to release any kind of emotion you're having. That any emotion that you're having is valid and can be expressed and also can be used to make art. These are my favorite ideas. That you can use all of your uncomfortable emotions are fuel to create art. And the more honest you are, the more amazing your art becomes. The deeper you dig, the more authentic and vulnerable you are, the better your art becomes, right? So, the insult poem, it dances in the space between anger and humor. So it's not to be taken 100% seriously. It's not for situations where you have been truly harmed and traumatized. It's not for those situations. If you would like to write a poem about something like that, to really get your rage and your anger out about something that really hurt you, I would suggest you need to go through a slightly different process, a little bit more nurturing process, and you might need a mentor for something like that. If you need that, please get in contact with me, because that is something that I offer. Now, the insult poem has humor inside it. Therefore, you need to be able to get to the point where you can see the light side of things. Maybe at first you're not at that point, okay? But you need to be able to see that there is a way for you to get there. So the first thing you need to do is you need to think about a situation where you felt anger, you felt rage, you felt hurt, you felt sort of injustice in a way, or you felt like, and you're carrying a bit of that sort of, you're carrying it with you still anyway. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to write a letter to that person. So you're going to talk directly to them, and you're going to talk to them as if you are free to say exactly what you want. Like, you want to be unfiltered. You're practicing how to be completely unfiltered here. You're never going to send them this letter. They're never going to see it. So write a letter where you feel you scratch that itch of rage that you have. You're going to talk to them directly. Now, the second thing you're going to do is you're going to imagine. So I want you to imagine what it would feel like, what would satisfy you, what kind of karma related. I want you to imagine a karma situation, where you feel like vindicated, you feel like satisfied by the conclusion of the situation. So I want you to imagine a different ending to the situation where the person gets what they deserve, right? We're still seeing the humor of the situation. Like, underneath our rage is the humor in the situation. That's really important. So I want you to imagine, and I want you to write an imaginary situation where you feel like karma repays the debt that this person created with you. And that might be an interaction between the two of you, or it might be like it was in my poem, like just minor inconveniences or things that are happening without my presence involved in that situation. Okay, and the last thing I want you to do is I want you to free write about the situation, and this is more for yourself. Like, this is more a reflection on you, and how did this situation bother you or trigger you, or what was it about this situation that really actually made you feel the way you're feeling about it. This is kind of like the soothing part of the exercise, and that's why I sort of left it for last, because I want you to get your almost teenage and your childlike anger out first onto the page, and then I want you to sort of soothe yourself, like, what is left to be said. And maybe these things don't make it into the poem. Maybe this is just for you to close the chapter on this story. But like, why did this bother you so much is basically the question you're answering. And what does this remind me of? Why did this bother me so much, and what does this remind me of? So what in the past is being re-triggered or being re-remembered in this moment. So this is more like inner work for you, and it will also help you by clearing that out. You can also see more of the humor in the situation, and then you can maybe write a poem that is more objective and more fun and more playful. Okay, so for those of you who missed it, I'm going to tell you my poem again, because maybe you came off of YouTube and you didn't see the shorter video. Let me share my insult poem with you. So this is something I wrote a year ago. It's just like playful and fun. It wasn't for something to be presented or anything. And this is about a push bike mechanic who put out an ad seeking for people to train them to become push bike mechanics, and I answered the ad. So, pie to the window of the push bike mechanic who said the job would probably be too hard for me. May 3 hungry mosquitoes hunt over your bed. Since you only heard my voice, female on the phone, traffic and a bad coffee. It's a greasy, dirty job, and one that requires lifting, you defended, without ever having met me. May you discover no toilet paper in the house, too late. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a girl. Vulgar graffiti on the walls outside your mother's house. Did you ask about the time I walked the circumference of Cyprus from Limassol to Amohostos? It took a month, and I carried all my camping gear. I made a documentary. We could have watched it. Why didn't you just say you were looking for a man? Male push bike mechanic needed. Full training provided. Ants in your halloumi. And a parking ticket. So not only does writing it satisfy me, but also reading it satisfies me. And you want that feeling of satisfaction, like, revenge, take it. And you can have that same feeling with more serious topics. Like I also use my poetry for revenge in more serious topics. But for that, yeah, that's more of that's a deeper process than this. All right, thanks a lot for being here. I really enjoyed this. And I will see you next week. Take care.